My first one was John Lennon of the Beatles. And John Lennon was born in 1940. He was very fascinated with music. When he graduated, he went to the Liverpool College of Art, where he met his future wife, Cynthia Powell. She gave birth to his son in 1963. In the late 1950s, he formed a band called the Quartermen, who later became the Beatles. Later on, he met Yoko Ono and divorced his former wife. John married Ono soon after and had a baby with her. The other Beatles didn't like the fact that Yoko kept spending time with John, so they decided to break up. John ran a successful solo career afterwards, but that stopped after one night of December 8, 1980. John was shot to death by a Grace fan. He maybe did, but his music lives on forever. And I brought a Beatles CD that represents that he was in the band, the Beatles. And this first band, because it kind of promotes peace, because he was a very spiritual in peace. And this pillow represents, he had a bed sitting with Yoko Ono to promote peace. He was kind of a weird person. So, that's about it. Oh, and the quote. What?
What is his favorite quote? And then your own thoughts.
Okay. I thought John was, now that I've read his stuff, he's kind of like my least favorite Beatle, because he was kind of weird. And I like my favorite Beatle is Paul McCartney, but John Lennon was kind of weird, so I don't like him. And I found it interesting that he did like drugs like LSD, and what inspired Yellow Submarine, when he was on drugs, he saw something that looked like a yellow submarine. Not lying. So that inspired some of his album covers, because he was on drugs.
Strawberry Fields Forever. Lucian described it then.
And, should I read my quote? His quote was about him sleeping in like movie theaters before they became famous for the Beatles. He said, "We were put in this pigsty like a toilet. It was in a cinema, a rundown sort of flea pit. We were living in a toilet right next to the ladies' toilet. We would go to bed late and be woken up the next day by the sound of the cinema show. We tried to get into the ladies' bathroom first, which was the cleanest of the cinema's lavatories, but fat old German women would push us. That was where we washed. That was our bathroom. It was a bit of a shock in a way."
So